Hello student, let us do question number 24. It is a very simple sum, direct application of the formula. The capacitance is given as 2 farad, distance is 0.5 centimeter, which can be written as 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, and you have to find out the area. So clearly direct application, C is equal to epsilon naught A by D, and therefore area is equal to CD upon epsilon naught. So you substitute the value of C, D and epsilon naught. You know it is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So substitute this value and directly you can find out the answer. Now let us say question number 25. The combination of capacitors are given. There are 4 capacitors C1, C2, C3 and C4. Question number 25. C1 is 100 picofarad, C2 is 200, C3 is 200 and C4 is 100 picofarad. You have to find out the equivalent capacitance, charge as well the voltage across each capacitor. So from the figure we will move from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So see, when I start moving from positive terminal, I come across a point A, which is a junction. There is a division of the path. Let us name this all points as A, B, C, D, E, F. So there are 2 paths. One is going from A to D, other is going from A to B to C. Now in the path A, B, C and D, you have only one capacitor C1. So we will solve a path which have a maximum capacitor. So there are C2 and C3. So if I go from A to D, I find that there is no division of the path and therefore C2 and C3 are in series. That's what is we have to do in the first step. So from the figure, C2 and C3 are in the series combination. So from figure, C2 and C3 are in series combination. Now if they are in series combination and they have identical values, the resultant will be half, because C equivalent will be equal to C by N. There are 2 capacitors, so 200 divided by 2, or C23 is equal to C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. Even if you keep all this value, substitute all this value, it comes out to be 100 picofarad. Let us name this as equation 1. Now we will draw the equivalent diagram. See, always you have to draw the equivalent diagram if you have to find out the charge as well as voltage. So don't think that you can directly do the sum. It may be possible that sometime you get a right answer, but it is advisable to always draw the equivalent diagram to get a correct answer. So C2 and C3 were in series. Now I redraw this diagram, and instead of 2 and 3, I will draw capacitors C23. So all the other points remain same. This is plus point 300, this is minus point, that is battery 300 volt, this is capacitor 1. Then in the place of 2 and 3, I draw this as C23. This is my path, point A, point B, point C, point D, and then I have a C4 capacitor which is connected to the negative terminal. So C4 is equal to 100 picofarad, C1 is also 100, and now C23 which is also 100. So sometime some student directly do this as a parallel combination. They think that all the 3 capacitors are in parallel combination, but see the first plates of each capacitor. The first plate of C1, C2, 3 and C4 is at the same potential, that is EDC. But if you see the second plate of C1, C2, 3 and C4, C1 and C2, 3 have a common point AB, but C4 has a new point, that is a F point. So they are not in a parallel combination. So we have to again move from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Now if I move from positive terminal, I again see a junction A and the point B. Now you see that point A and B are at the same potential, that is common point. C and D are at the same potential. So C1 and C23 are in parallel combination. So we name this as figure 1. This is named as figure 2. So from figure 2, C1 and C23 are in parallel. So C123 is equal to C1 plus C23. Let us name this as C1 plus C23. So addition, that is 100 plus 100. Again it becomes 200 picofarad. Let us name this as C23. Now again redraw the diagram. Now in the place of this C1 and C23, I will draw C123, keeping the point same. This is plus, this is minus. So now this is 300 volt. Now I name this as C123. Now this point A and point B combined, and this is our point C and D. This is your point E, and this is your point F. This is C4. So this is figure number 3. So let us name this as figure 3. So this is figure number 3. Again, if I move from positive to negative terminal, now there is no division of the path. So clearly these two are in series combination, plus minus plus minus. So again from figure 3, C123 and C4 are in series combination or are in series. So now we get our final answer. So that will be named as C equivalent. Now C123 is 200 picofarad and C4 value is 100 picofarad. So this is equal to C123 C4 upon C123 plus C4. That is a series combination formula. So this is equal to 200 into 100 divided by 200 plus 100, that is 300. So this 0 gets cancelled. So C equivalent is equal to 200 divided by 3 picofarad. So this is our first part. We found the C equivalent. Now if we have to find out only C equivalent, we wind up this question. But you have to find out the charge as well as voltage also. Now I have to again draw the final equivalent diagram. So the equivalent diagram of this can be redrawn as, now this is plus point, this is minus point, again V is 300 voltage. Now in the place of C123 and C4 I keep C equivalent. So this is C equivalent. So let us name this as figure number 4. Now as I told you, we draw these equivalent diagrams, but when you have to find out the charge and the voltage, you have to go in a reverse order. You have to see the reverse diagram. Now C equivalent is made up of the series combination of this, and we know in series combination the charge remains same. So always refer the second last diagram and see whether they are in series or parallel. If they are in series, then you have to use the concept of a charge because charge remains same. And if it is in parallel combination, the voltage remains same. Now, whatever charge is produced by this battery, it is deposited on C equivalent. And C equivalent is a series combination. In series combination, the charge remains same. So whatever total charge this battery will produce, it will be deposited on C4 and C123. So in the first step, Q4 is found. Q123 is found. Now if Q4 is known, C4 is known, I can find out V4. I have to find out charge as well as voltage on each capacitor. So we go to the reverse diagram and we write, this is figure 4. Now C equivalent is series combination of C123 and C4. So charge on them is same. So first I find out the total charge. So Q is equal to C equivalent into V. This is the total charge. So this is equal to 200 by 3, that is pico, that is 10 raised to minus 12, into, I have to find out, okay, this voltage is 300, so 300. So this 3 is cancelled with 3 and we have 4 zeros. So 3 get cancelled with this 300. Now you have 2. So total Q comes out to be 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. So this is the total charge deposited on C equivalent. And now since it is a series combination, Q4 will be 2 into 10 raised to minus 8, as well C123 is also 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. So we find out these values. So Q4 is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb, and I divide this into 2 parts, and Q123 is also equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. Now C4 is equal to 100 picofarad. Therefore V4, chalo Q4 is found, whatever value is asked to find out, we put in a box. So Q4 is known. So no V4 is equal to Q4 divided by C4. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 100 into 10 raised to minus 12. So this is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 4 and to this 10 raised to 2. So V4 comes out to be 200 volt. So V4 is 200 volt. So now there are many methods to calculate all this thing. Total voltage was 300. Out of this, 200 volt is a potential difference across V4. Now I can say in a series combination voltage is different, but it is V1 plus V2 should be, V1, 2, 3 and V4 should be equal to 300 volt. So I can directly find out V1, 2, 3, 4 should be equal to 100 volt. So if V1, 2, 3 is 100 volt, Q1, 2, 3 is known, C1, 2, 3 is also known. So I move one diagram backward and I find that C1, 2, 3 was a parallel combination of C1 and C2, 3. Now if the potential difference across this is 100 volt, V2, 3 will also be 100 volt. This should also be a 100 volt because this is 200. So 200 and they are in the parallel combination, so they will have a 100 volt. So V1 is 100 volt, C1 is known. So I can immediately find out Q1. This is one way. Another way, if you cannot understand this, Q1, 2, 3 is known. Then I can find, I know C1, 2, 3. So C1, 2, 3 was 200 picofarad. So let us this be 200 picofarad. So V1, 2, 3 is equal to Q1, 2, 3 upon C1, 2, 3. And if you substitute this value 2 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 200 into 10 raised to minus 12, you will find this as 100 volt. So I have, you substitute the value and check this, but it will be clear that it will be 100 volt because 200 was here, so I directly write 100 volt also. So I can use that formula also. V1 plus V123 is equal to 300 volt. So V123 is 100 volt. Now if V123 is 100 volt, then C123 is a parallel combination. So I refer now figure 2. So from last diagram I came to this figure, now I came to figure 2, then figure 1, and then we will find out all the values. So from figure 2, C123 is parallel combination of C1 and C23. So voltage across them is same. See, this is a theory portion you have to write if it is a theoretical question. If it is an MCQ, you can directly apply the concepts. So voltage across them is same, so I can write V1 is equal to V23 is equal to V123 is equal to 100 volt. Now again I make a two part. V1 is equal to 100 volt. C1 is equal to 100 picofarad. So Q1 is equal to C1 V1, that is 100 into 10 raised to minus 12 into 100, that is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. So Q1 is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. Say the total charge production was 2. Total charge production was 2. So we will see the values. Q4 is 2. Charge can neither be created nor destroyed. So we will check our answer also. Now V23, that is equal to 100 volt. C23, that was 100 picofarad. So Q23 is equal to C23 into V23. So that comes out to be 100 into 100 into 10 raised to minus 12. So it comes out to be 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. So Q23 also comes out to be 1 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now again, this problem is solved, this is solved. Now 2,3, that is 1 into 10 raised to minus 8. Now I come to the first figure. C23 is a series combination, and in series the charge remains same. So from figure 1, C23 is series combination. C23 is series combination of C2 and C3. So charge remain same, that is Q2 is equal to Q3 is equal to Q23. Therefore Q2 is equal to Q3 into 1 into 10 raised to minus 8. So this is all values are being found. And V23 we have to find out. V4 is been found. V1 is 100 volt. V23 is 100 volt. V23 is 100 volt. And V23, here it is 100 volt, and if we move to this side, it is a series combination. So V2 plus V3 should be 100. So they are identical. C is same. See, C2 and C3 is same. Q2, Q3 is same. So voltage should be same and total should be 100. So I can say V2 is 50 volt and V3 is 50 volt. So they are in series combination, charge remains same, and voltage across them should be same. I can directly write, or because I know Q2 and Q3 and C2 and C3 is also known. So individually also you can find out V2 and V3, that you check it. But here voltage across them should be same. Why it should be same? Because C is same and Q is same. Therefore V2 is equal to V3 is equal to V23 divided by 2. So V2 is equal to V3 is equal to 50 volt. So see the law of conservation of energy, 300 volt. So this have 200 volt. So this entire have 100 volt. So V1 100 volt. This two have 100, so 50-50. So law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Law of conservation of charge, total production was 2 into 10 raised to minus 8, total charge production. So this produced 2 into 10 raised to minus 8. It comes to A. So out of this 2, 1 goes from A to D, yani 1 into 10 raised to minus 8, 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 is deposited here. So remaining 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 goes to C1. So Q1 is this. So out of 2, 1 goes to this side, 1 goes to this side. Then we will see the 1 comes to this side, 1 comes to this side. Total should be same. So total is 1, 1, 2, and then it also comes out to be 2. That is law of conservation of the charge. So out of 2 into 10 raised to minus 8, this will have 2 into 10 raised to minus 8. This portion has 1 into 10 raised to minus 8, 1 into 10 raised to minus 8. So this is how you find out the equivalent capacitance, charge and voltage across each capacitor. Now see question number 26. The area of the plate of the capacitor is given as 90 centimeter square. So it can be converted into meter. 90 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. 1 centimeter 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So square 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Distance between the two plates is 2.5 mm. So 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. The voltage is 400 volt. So this capacitor is connected across a voltage of 400 volt. The first part is find the energy, and then second part is also find energy density and find the relation between energy density and E. So let us first find out the energy stored in the capacitor. Now the energy stored in capacitor have a 3 formula, that was half CV square, half Q square by V and half QV. So either you have to find out Q or C. From the given it is clear that area and D is given, so it is easier to find out C. So first step, you find out the C by the formula epsilon naught A by D. Substitute all these values and you will get an answer in farad. So this mathematical calculation is left as an exercise. You substitute, all the values are given. And then energy stored in capacitor, energy stored in capacitor, U is equal to half CV square. So this U is equal to half, whatever answer you get here, I am putting question mark, that question mark, and V square, that is 400 square. So you substitute this value and you get the answer in Joule. So this is the first part. Calculation is left as an exercise. Then you have to find out energy density. If you remember, the definition of energy density is total energy stored in a capacitor per unit volume. So total energy stored, this value, I put it cross here. So here cross, whatever answer you get here, so you substitute this value here. Volume. Volume of a capacitor can be written as area into distance between the plate. So area is given, distance is given, substitute this value and you will get a rho E and the unit will become joule per meter cube. Per meter cube, how much energy a capacitor store in 1 meter cube is known as energy density. And the other part is derive the relation between rho E and E. That we have already done in the theory portion. Rho E is equal to U upon V. Then if you remember, U can be written as half CV square upon V. then V was written in the terms of E. V was equal to E into D, because E is equal to V by D. So here half CV square, V square matlab E square D square. Then in the place of volume you have area into D. Then we cancelled this all the things and we brought epsilon naught also into the picture, and the relation which we have derived was rho E is equal to half epsilon naught E square. So it is given that find the relation between rho E and E. So you substitute that formula, or you see refer the theory portion we have discussed in the previous lecture. So this is question number 26, direct application of the formulas. Now question number 27, we have done such numerical in illustration, but there the capacitors were identical. The question is, a 4 microfarad capacitor is charged with the help of a battery 200 volt. Then the battery is disconnected and 2 microfarad is connected to 4 microfarad. Find the energy loss. Now if you remember, if they are the identical capacitor, U was the total energy, loss was U half, the pending was U half, and this U half was divided into U by 4, U by 4. That was a numerical in illustration as well as in the exercise also. Now they have changed the value. Now the capacitor is not identical. So let us see what is difference between this question and the previous question. So first diagram, C1 is equal to 4 microfarad and it is connected with a 200 volt battery. So first I will find out how much energy is stored in C1. So energy stored in C1, that is, say U1 is equal to half C1 V square. So this is equal to half into 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 into 200 volt, that is 200 into 200. So this is equal to 2 2s are 4, so 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. 8 into, we have this 40, so 8 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. This much energy is initially stored in C1. Now this battery is disconnected and it is connected with another capacitor C2. Now if you remember, the energy stored in C1 is this level and it is C2 is initially discharged. So its energy will decrease and its energy will increase till their potential becomes same. Till their potential becomes same. That is called as a common potential. Not a charge or a energy becomes equal. It will be, their potential should become same. That is called as a common potential. So we will find out, initially C1 was connected to a potential difference of 200 volt. Now we will see what is the common potential of C1 and C2. So one concept is to find out the common potential. And if you remember, the common potential has two formula. Vc is equal to Q1 C1 plus Q2 C2 upon C1 plus C2. That was a common potential. But for this we need charge stored on C1 and charge stored on C2, which is not available. Or the formula was Vc is equal to, this was V1 C1, V2 C2, or total charge, because this is Q1, this is Q2, or Q upon C1 plus C2. In both the cases, you will find out the common potential. So Q can be easily found from this. So if you are using this concept, you say Q is equal to C1 into V. I can find out this. then divide it by C1 plus C2. So you will get a common potential. Or you apply this formula. Now if I apply this formula, this is equal to V1. V1 means C1 was connected with 200 volt. So 200 multiply by C1. C1 is 4 micro plus V2. V2 means C2 connected to a battery. C2 was not connected to a battery. If it is connected, we put a V2 value, but it is not connected. So that value is 0 upon C1 plus C2. That comes out to be 6. So micro unit will get cancelled. So I am not converting there because C1 is in micro and this C1 and C2 is also in micro. So this becomes 2, 3. So it comes out to be 400 by 3 volts. This is my common potential. You have to directly find out the loss. And you should compare this numerical with the previous numericals we have done in illustration. One was in illustration and one was in exercise. You see the difference between them. The only difference is now both the capacitors are not identical. Now common potential is 400 by 3. Or if I am using this concept, I have to find out Q. So Q is equal to C1, that is 4 micro, 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 into voltage. Voltage was 200, so 200. So it comes out to be 8 into 10 raised to minus 4 coulomb. That is 8 into 10 raised to minus 4 coulomb. Now I substitute this value. Common potential is equal to 8 into 10 raised to minus 4 coulomb divided by 4 plus 2. This value is 4 and other is 2. This is 2 microfarad. This is 4 microfarad. So 6 microfarad. So 6 into 10 raised to minus 6. So say this comes out to be 2 4s are 2 3s are 4 by 3, and if it goes up it becomes 10 raised to 2. So again 400 by 3. In any case you find out this common potential. Now both have a same potential. Now since I have to directly find out the loss, they have asked me to find out the loss. If you have to find out the energy stored in each capacitor when the battery is removed, this was the case when they were identical. So common potential is known. So now I will put VC, that is common 403 volt, C1 4 microfarad. So new energy will be U1 dash is equal to half C1 VC square. This is when it is asked how much energy is stored in C1 after disconnecting the battery. Similarly, if the energy stored in this is U2 dash, so it becomes half C2 VC square. Now this is a long method. Individually, you will not find out. It is asked directly find out the loss. So individually, if you have to find out, this is individual. Now final of a system. So I can do U2 is equal to U1 dash plus U2 dash. I do the summation of this. And whatever answer I get, U1 will be more because there will be always an energy loss. So delta U is equal to U1 minus U2. You get this answer. So U1 is U1 minus U2. Delta U is equal to U1 minus U2. So I hope you understand all this thing. This was the energy stored in C1. Battery is disconnected. So its potential decreases and its potential will keep rising till they have a same potential. And that same potential is, you see, that is 100 something. So its potential has decreased from 200. It is 400 divided by 3. So it becomes 133, something like that. So it has 133, 133. So individually, I can find out the energy. So individual U1 dash, U2 dash. Then I do the summation. So total energy of the system, that is U2. Then loss, U1 minus U2. Now this is the situation, a long method. Instead of this, because they have a common potential, in one step, Say individually formula you have written of C1 and C2. So I am removing this whole thing. Common potential is 400 by 3. Now U final, so say U2, that is equal to half C1 plus C2 Vc square. So individually also you were writing this U1 dash, that was half C1 Vc square. Then U2 dash, half C2 Vc square. So directly I write final energy to be like this. So it is equal to half 4 plus 2, that is 6 micro. So 6 into 10 raised to minus 6. Vc square, that is 400 by 3 into 400 by 3. So this comes out to be 3 1 ja 3, 3 2 ja, this 2 get cancelled. So it becomes 16, 4 4 ja 16, 16 divided by 3. And we have 4 zeros, so 16 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. So it comes out to be 16 divided by 3. So 3 is a 15, 10, that is 3 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. This is my final energy. 3.33 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. So loss. So loss will be always initial minus final. So delta U is equal to U1 minus U2. So that is 8 minus something. So you do this calculation, it is 8 into 3.33 something value. So delta U is equal to U1, that is 8 into 10 raised to minus 2 minus, that is 16 by 3. So it is, sorry, 3 5 are 15, 10, 5.33 something. Sorry, it was written as 3.33, it is 5.33. So 8 into 10 raised to minus 2, 5.33 into 10 raised to minus 2. So this will be equal to 8.00. So 8.00 7 6 2.67 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. This is the loss of the energy. So you can check the calculation. You substitute the value and verify this value. So this is the energy loss. This is how you do when both the capacitors are unidentical. And instead of all this thing, if you remember, we have discussed or we have written a shortcut formula for the energy loss. Delta U was equal to half C1 C2 V1 minus V2 whole square upon C1 plus C2. So directly you can apply this formula, that is half into C1 C2. So one value was 4, one is 2. So 4 into 2, 8 into 10 raised to minus 12 micro. V1, it is 200. V2, C2 was not connected to the battery, so it is 0. So V1 square means 200 into 200. So here V1 is equal to 200, V2 is equal to 0. So V1 is equal to 200 and V2 is equal to 0. Divided by C1 plus C2, that is 6 micro. So 10 raised to minus 6 total. So you calculate this, it comes out to be 2, then 4, 2, 3. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. 8 by 3 into minus 12 plus 4 minus 8 plus 6, 10 raised to minus 2. So 8 divided by 3. 8 divided by 3. So it comes out to be 2.3 2s are 6, 20, 6 6 or approximately 6 7. So directly delta U comes out to be 2.7 into 10 raised to minus 2 joule. So if it is an MCQ, you can directly apply this. And if it is not an MCQ and it is the capacitors are not identical, then we do it by the concept of the common potential. So you see the difference between the two sum. When the two capacitors are identical, you keep this in mind. If total is U, half is lost, half is left in the system, that is C1 plus C2 will have U by 2 energy, and individually they will have U4. But this is applicable when both the capacitors are identical. If it is not identical or unidentical, then you apply the concept of a common potential, what we have discussed. Have a good day.